was probably just like one of those days that I was struggling, and I was on my drive home, which is 30 minutes, and I didn't even tell anybody after it happened either. Like, I just was like, I'm not going to tell anybody that. Like, it feels like I'm being weak. But I knew something was wrong, because I was like, man, I don't do that.
Welcome to the Focal Flip Podcast. Every week we take a deep dive into the mystery and stigma behind mental health and explore real-life stories of struggle and triumph. We aim to educate and encourage others as we bring together a diverse group of guests. From the streets to sanctuaries, classrooms to boardrooms, mental health does not discriminate, and neither do we. Prepare to laugh, prepare to cry, prepare to be changed. Let's get into it. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Focal Flip Podcast. Rolling in season 2. I've got a dear friend of mine and a really cool announcement to make today. An amazing story. This is my guy, Stephen Owens. Stephen, how are you, bud?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So Stephen and I met here. I'll give the backstory real quick. I always say real quick and it lasts a little while. So I'm going to try to keep it brief. So Stephen and I met actually through Better Blend. So this is our representation of Better Blend.
That's right.
Right?
I'm trying to remember how we actually first met, and so I'm interested to hear your story.
Yeah, okay, so we first met through Better Blend. When I started with Focal Flip and I really started focusing on my mental health and transformation, as well as fitness. Part of my story was just kind of trying new things, seeing new things. And then I got involved in some business associations. And that's when I met basically you guys, was through the IBA.
That's how it was, yeah, because you came and talked about Focal Flip.
Yeah.
Because it was just starting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last year was the first year, right?
Last year was the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I first met you guys through there, you and Karin. And then I tried their product. I hadn't tried Better Blend before. And we've got a store right here, a storefront in Independence. And I went out there and tried it. And then my daughter, she loved it. And then my mom, she loved it. And so I was like, you know what? This is kind of cool. We were in the process of trying to eat better, take care of our body better. And so I like doing just unique, different things every now and then that are unprompted by people. So I told Elena, I said, let's just go and make some content and go up and get some Better Blend every single day for a week.
Yep.
You know,
the 7-day Better Blender, right?
7-day Better Blender. Yeah. And here we go, guys. Here we are. So that's what it was. I went out there each day. Elena would pop in with me. My mom, we would bring her something back, or she would come out, and we just kind of turned it into a thing. And it was cool. That's how I got to know you then through the IBA meetings. And then we also work out at the same gym.
Shout out Rob Gent.
Yeah.
I was going to give him a shout out at some point. Yeah, he's great.
Dude, Rob's
their gym's
amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, shout out Anytime Fitness Independence.
Yeah.
So that's how Stephen and I met. And then the more that we kind of hung out and connected, the more I realized that he's got a really cool story. He has a lot of things that he does. I'm telling you, I see him everywhere. And part of my one question is going to be, how does he find the time to do this with a family? What his backstory was, what inspires him, drives him, lifelong mission type stuff. So just the other day, he came to the office and we sat in and we just had a really good conversation.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect it to.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. Because when I got back, when I told Karin that we were going to do the podcast, she was like, I mean, I knew this was going to happen. She was like, I expected nothing else. And I was like, well, I mean, because I reached out saying I wanted to support you through December with the podcast. And so we just sat down and ended up just essentially doing a podcast without doing the podcast.
We did.
It was like 2 hours.
I saw that after it was over. I'm like, man, I didn't have any notifications.
Like, we actually had to stop because I had to go. To go back to work.
That's what I'm talking about, guys. It's kind of what it's cool. It's a cool space to have, but these conversations when you are present, it's pretty shocking what can come out of it. Everybody's got such a cool story. Clearly, I'm a storyteller, so it was just unique. That was fun. I enjoyed that for sure. So yeah, let's talk about Better Blend.
Yeah, go ahead. Or I mean,
you want to tell me?
I mean, you switched it up on me today. So he normally gets. He's not gonna like that I'm telling everybody what you get, but
not tell him all. They're gonna be like, it's not.
He just gets a bowl. He gets a blue nectar bowl. He likes that blue nectar bowl. But today he got a power bowl, which is our acai bowl with protein in the base, and then he got his mom's version, which is extra granola, extra peanut butter.
Yeah.
So
that's what, look at that sweet goodness, you all.
yeah, so that's probably
It
got,
is magical.
to be honest, with extra granola, extra peanut butter, you got like 20 plus grams of protein in that.
Okay, I'm heading to the gym after this episode, y'all. I'm gonna see the better.
And then
I brought the better blenders up here.
The blend I brought. So we're gonna give a little shout out to Bailey because we go back and forth on who started this. I'll give her credit for it, but it's a white chocolate mocha. So I need caffeine all the time. So this has caffeine. It's got coffee, but it's the white chocolate mocha. Add peanut butter, and then I also add creatine and put a little extra energy in it.
How much creatine you put in there?
Today I did 10 because I was out at home. But
what do you normally do?
5 in the morning and then 5 for the workout.
Okay, that's unique. That's cool.
It's usually you only need 5. Technically, you only need 5, but I do 10. My buddy, when I was working at sports club, he cycled on for like 25 a day for like a week, and I was like, that's a lot, brother.
That's a whole lot.
It is, but creatine's great for you. So
how was he cognitively?
I mean, sharp, so sharp. But yeah, so I've got caffeine in one hand, caffeine in another hand.
I got my bowl right here.
Yeah,
I had a little bit of North Star yerba mate earlier, so
I know I got to try it.
Oh, I know. I got to go get some down at the office.
I keep feeling bad about it. Like, how can we be good friends and I haven't tried it yet?
Blame that on me.
No,
that's not on you.
We go to events and we sell and we advertise our products, and I just sit there and watch you give it away, and I don't even come over and say
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
Hand me that bag there real quick.
Yeah.
Pull that out of the picture. All right. Well, that's awesome, man. Number one, thank you. This is really cool. When he reached out, he's like, "Hey, I wanted to figure out how I could support you, so I'll go ahead and let you guys know." And I'm really excited about it because I love Better Blend. I hit with their vibe, everything, kind of their mission as well. We align very, very well with one another, our organizations. But for the entire month of December, right, Better Blend's going to be sponsoring the Focal Flip podcast. And
every guest is gonna get a free Better Blend. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So guys,
I think Michael's probably more excited than his guest, but
I'm pretty fired up. I'm gonna line these suckers up this month.
For sure.
So that's cool.
Yeah. It's the least I could do. Like I said, ever since you came in and did that 7-day Better Blender, I was like, how can I support it? And didn't expect this to happen, but I will say, being on a podcast is exciting for me. And we'll talk about the speaking and teaching and educating. But like, I was actually in the shower last night and I was thinking about it. I was like, why do I get excited about a podcast versus anything else? Like you and me sitting down is exciting, right? But like, what about a podcast? And it's an outlet, in a way. Like you don't usually just sit down with people and have those kind of conversations on a daily basis. So, and I've never done one. I always wanted to do one. I always wanted to start my own. Didn't really, more focused with health and fitness. But I was like, I think I'm just excited for like a way to talk about what I do, why I like to do it, how we can, what we do in the community. And it was just like a way to actually let people know. So it was just being excited to talk. I think. Yeah,
it is, man.
Not just about like, what would you like to order today? And, the same stuff I do every day. So it's a little different. So
yeah, I know. I appreciate that. That's exactly what it's like because it's a different form of expression because, there's somewhat of a platform to it and that a lot of folks will hear it.
Well, and that was the thing for me.
So like, then you feel, there's a lot of different feelings that go into that because you start to be critical of yourself, thinking, okay, I hope I say the right things. What do I actually want to say?
Right.
What do I want to get across? Like, I hope I don't sound stupid. It's just weird how you can kind of go through all these things, but then you flip your perspective and go, this is exciting. Like, this is
I mean, when we walked out
of the norm.
When I left your place the other day, just, felt refreshed, good conversation, being able to just, talk about a lot, but like just it felt good to walk out and feel like, you know, ready for the day. Kind of almost like a workout, a little bit of a dopamine hit.
I felt it too, bud.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
And like you get views. I was thinking when I start a podcast, like no one's gonna watch me, but at least we could talk. But like, you know, you're doing well. So this is exciting and a little nerve wracking because we are gonna have some people watching.
No, man, I appreciate it. That's the thing. I think it's cool that you said you thought about starting your own podcast, and I had a lot of fears in doing that. Honestly, same thoughts. Nobody's gonna watch it. Nobody's gonna listen to it. But then I wanted to have a bigger mission behind it. It was like, okay, even if people aren't watching it, if I just keep my mindset in, as long as I can reach one,
right?
You know, and then keep putting the content out there. And it's been a journey, dude. It's been cool because for me, this has been tough, like to an extent where, you know, I love speaking and I love sharing all the wisdom that I've gained. I love reading books, but I was actually. Sometimes I've been critiqued on my speaking skills, and this was in the past more than the present, but even in the present, like with saying and I enjoy saying that's part of me.
Sure.
So I still use that, but I'm trying to become a more polished speaker and just all these different things that I've learned through doing this.
Yeah.
You know, and it in a weird way has made me sharper and has helped me. While I'm listening and kind of like pouring into each other with my guests and in my coaching conversations. And it's interesting, pretty much.
I mean, if you would have told me coming out of high school, maybe even halfway through college, that like my interest now was going to be connecting with people, engaging with people, being a good speaker, because I follow all of these podcasts and watch these videos on how to speak and like how you can get really good at it and how it can actually affect your job and life as a whole. And like the book, Having Hard Conversations, like those kind of things. I love that now. And like I was terrible at public speaking.
Yeah. I'm learning.
Probably 15 years ago. And it was just so to be here and be able to talk and be able to not stutter and to not forget what I'm talking about. Like those kind of things it's so different for me. And like, I'm somewhat proud of like how far I've come. And I think it was because of the journey that I took after college, which wasn't the plan originally, but it was, you know, I was supposed to go to grad school and get my doctorate in physical therapy. Like that was the goal. Didn't happen.
Okay, walk us into that.
Okay.
I might as well.
So yeah, we'll just go there.
Let's start in that area.
Well,
tell me your background. Give me a brief background here.
Okay. So grew up in Cincinnati, went to Princeton High School.
Princeton High.
Yeah. Home of the Vikings.
Home of the Vikings. Yep.
Proud of them. Yeah. Loved it. Loved every bit of Princeton. And I then went to UC, stayed in Cincinnati. Loved UC. I always tell people I did a victory lap. Took me a little longer than expected, but I actually went to UC. I applied to go to DAP. So like people they're like, what? Like if you know me, you would never know that I'm super artsy and creative. And so I applied to DAP, didn't get in, which was fine.
What is DAP for those who don't know?
DAP is their it's their art program, essentially. So it's a really renowned program. I was going for industrial design, or wanted to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so they had like an automotive department within it. You could be an architect down the line. So that didn't happen. So, you know, didn't have a path. And so my first year, I was just like, let's party it up. So this is why the victory lap came. But yeah, so eventually I actually got into a fraternity, which I tell people was the greatest thing that ever happened to me, because they taught me some habits and some values about life and valuing school. So I ended up getting Dean's List and 4.0 the rest of my college.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Shout out the fraternity. What fraternity were you
ATO, Alpha Tau Omega.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So I was a Pike.
Were you?
Yeah, I was a Pike at Northern. And then a lot of friends who were ATOs, a lot of friends who were TEEKs,
Yeah.
SIG-EPs.
I loved it, man. fraternity was great.
Yeah,
I ended up being the vice president actually of my fraternity, which again, it's one of those things where
really?
yeah. I didn't.
Brother,
That was that was the first step for the speaking, because you have to present.
100%. That's why I give you 5. I know what goes into that.
They don't just give it to you.
No. That's the thing. A lot of people fraternities get bad reps sometimes just for partying. What they do is tremendous.
Yeah,
like my grades were amazing in college too. When basketball was stripped, joined the frat. Yeah. Best decision ever. I have networks and still friends today.
And just for the record, for everyone that's like, oh, I would never join hazing, blah, blah, blah. You know what our hazing was? It wasn't even hazing. Hey, when you don't go to class, you have to go to the library until 5 p.m. every day. That was part of it. That was my rush week.
Golly, I wish that was our rush week.
Oh, I know, right? But that was one of the habits. It was like, you got to treat this like a 9 to 5. Yeah. You do not come back to the house. You do not do anything outside of class. And they had people following us around.
I love it.
Seems silly, and it was, to follow people. But I went to the library and I learned how to study throughout the day. And by 5 p.m., I have everything done. And I was like, who wouldn't do this, right? This is awesome. This is a much better practice and habit to do. So anybody that knows me now, I mean, I'm so habitual with everything I do.
Same. That's one thing with Pi Kappa Alpha taught me, because we were big into that too, clearly. But it taught me to be a scholar, a leader, an athlete, and a gentleman. And
you advertised that way better than I just did, but I love it. I love it.
It's kind of what it was. It's what it did. Yeah. Me being an athlete, a basketball player, members of teams for the longest time, and then to be hurt a couple times and feel like you're not a part of a team at all.
Oh yeah.
I
still miss it. Miss that.
Yeah. Pi Kappa Alpha, a lot of other fraternities would swoop me up, and it was hard for me to choose because I loved a lot of the guys in all of them. Yeah. But it was a great decision. I'm telling you, I don't regret it at all.
No.
Not one bit.
No. I don't think there's one guy in our fraternity that would say that he regrets it, and we all stay pretty close.
Yeah.
On some level, whether it's golf trips or fantasy football, or some guys don't live in town anymore, but we all keep in touch on some level, which is cool. I mean, the brotherhood it sounds cliche, but the brotherhood it is one of a kind. For sure. I mean, you play basketball, I play basketball. That brotherhood is like no other. And this was like no other. So, yeah, it definitely, it was one of the best things. Shout out to my parents. I was not going to afford that.
I get it.
Allowing me to do that. They were super supportive of that, which I didn't think they would be, knowing my dad. I just thought he was going to be like, come on, do you really need to do that? And no, they were like, do it. They were cool. Always supportive. That was, if I take anything away from my parents to being a parent, was because I went through phases. I go into Princeton, I was in I'll call it my ghetto phase.
Yeah.
I mean, I wore tall tees, I wore Jordans, it was the whole thing. But then I went into my phase where I was wearing Hollister, Abercrombie.
Oh, my parents were.
Yeah, I went through the phases.
He was chameleoning up.
I showed up one day in Hollister and someone was like, why are you dressed up? That's how different it was. It's ridiculous. But my parents never questioned it, not one time. So that part of who they were as parents was absolutely the best. Cool. Never once said, why don't we think about this? Why don't we, they were just like, okay, let's go to the store. Let's get whatever you want to buy. If it's what you want to wear. I had all these clothes, and I just said, I don't want to ever wear that again.
Man, in the coolest way, they were allowing you to express everything that you had. Yeah. That's cool. Because that would have been really hard if you couldn't explore it.
Think about that, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how it would have turned out, but
yeah. Right,
then we got to college and joined a fraternity, did all that, and I got a degree in health science. So that was the pre-med, pre-physical therapy track, which kind of is where it took me on the journey I did. But I did apply for physical therapy school, 6 of them, 0 for 6. So
wow.
That was the first time I had to be a little resilient and say, okay, now what? Because with the degree you have, you either go to grad school or you can be like a tech at a hospital. Like it's really hard to just have a degree in health science.
Yeah.
So
6 rejections.
6, 0 for 6. Then I even applied for PTA school, which is just physical therapy assistant, and still didn't get in. And it was all GPA. Like I told you, my victory lap was what killed that first year is what killed me. So my GPA ended up being like a 3.7 at the end of college. It's so competitive. So like 3.8 or 4.0 was the only way you even got considered. They didn't even look at anything else. No internships, nothing. So
that is insane to think about
it's
nowadays. Nowadays, that's wild.
And most kids going to those tracks are getting 4.0s. There's just no other option. So, anyway, didn't get in and went and moved back home with my parents. So I was like, okay, I got nothing. I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to work in a hospital. I knew that. And so started studying for a personal training degree. I was like, I'm going to get the best of the best. That's just who I was. I wasn't going to get a dinky one or a cheap one. I was like, I'm going to get the most expensive one I can and the most credited one, because if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm all in.
Wow.
Any job if you ever knew me, it's all in. Like, I just got to do it to the best of my ability. So I got the certification and started applying for jobs and didn't hear anything for 6 months. Like, man,
God, I've been there before, buddy.
So I was just trying to figure out what to do. I don't even know if I had a job, like a part-time job at that point. So eventually I got a call from...
How old were you at this time? If you can remember.
22?
Okay.
22 or 23.
Yeah.
No, I was 23 because I ended up... the job I did get, I remember I was 23. It was 2013. So, I was 23 and got a call from Cincinnati Sports Club. My buddy Vic, who I ended up working with for 12 years there, I knew him from UC. He was a Pike, so it's kind of a little connection there. He was a Pike. I was an ATO. We were good friends, and so he got me in the door there. And I look back. So I ended up being a personal trainer there for a long time. Yeah. And I look back and I was like, man, that first year, I can't believe anybody wanted to train with me. Like I wasn't knowledgeable, but I'd never done it before. Like I was just walking in like so nervous, no confidence, knew how to work out for me, but like did not know how to train people. But over time, it sounds crazy to get a bachelor's in health science and have a certification. And I think 80% of what I ended up doing and practicing and putting into who I was as a trainer was taught after the fact, whether it was reading, getting more certifications.
Getting experience and stuff under your belt too, as you're doing it.
That's where the customer service first came in.
That was in the field while you were sharpening yourself.
That was the one-on-one, having to learn how to talk to people, have a conversation. Because if you can't do that, like, it doesn't matter how good of a trainer you were not going to be successful. Like, you had to be able to connect with a potential client, especially when you're doing an assessment. And I think I ended up being the guy that would teach other trainers how to do assessments, because I rarely had somebody not sign up right away. And it wasn't because of my resume. It wasn't because of what I look like. It was because what I talked to them about in the assessment was how we can get to their goals. And super hard to do, because I've sat down with potential trainers when we were hiring, and it was just, I would get done and I would go to my boss and I'm like, nope. Like, none of these people could do it. Like, it was just, and it wasn't, I'm not saying I was great at it. I had to teach myself how to do it. That was not how I was the first year. It was what we're talking about is probably year 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
So it was a learning curve for sure.
But you love it?
Yeah, I got burnt out, but yes, I loved it. I mean, I did it for 12 years. I did a boot camp at 5:30 a.m. Monday through Friday for 10 years. So every single day I woke up 4:30 to 5. Yeah. So,
So
but I loved
burnout
it.
eventually got you, though.
Yeah. I mean, it was one-on-one. At the end, I was essentially a PTA. I got my certification in exercise, post-exercise rehab. So I ended up working with my buddy Vic, and we had a little gap program that we created where people that were discharged from physical therapy would then keep training with me, or I would finish their therapy with them and then start training with them. So there was that, because people would finish.
That's awesome, actually.
Yeah, because people would finish.
My mom would love that.
Yeah, think about people that finish physical therapy, probably because they're sedentary in the first place. Yeah,
she didn't even want to leave.
So you would finish physical therapy, but then you would go back home and sit. And then you would wind up back at physical therapy again. So we were like, okay, well, there's something missing there. And we created it. And it was super successful. But because of that, I was training and doing that. I had like probably 15 clients a day. And so, one-on-ones 15 times a day.
That's a lot, buddy.
Over years. It just got to a point where I felt like I had done everything I could with the job that I had. And because I couldn't go back to grad school at that point, I could. But I was like kind of hitting a wall. So then my buddy Chase Whitehead, who was in my fraternity, he owns 5 OrangeTheories in the, I think 5, it might be 6 now.
Oh, cool.
6 OrangeTheories
Shout
in
out
the
Chase.
tri-state. And so non-compete didn't let me do Newport, so I went all the way down to Union, and we opened Union. I was one of the founding coaches there, and I coached there for almost 6 years.
Wow.
So did that and OrangeTheory. So I didn't leave sports club. I was doing that and OrangeTheory. So that's kind of where the burnout eventually. But to be honest, as it transitioned from sports club to OrangeTheory is the most rewarding thing I did by far. Because I never thought this. One, I loved it. The energy's great. Like, you walk in and be like miserable that day. I never was hungover, but I could have been hungover, whatever. Yeah. By the end of the hour, that first time, you're like, I want to work out. I'm ready to go. Like, I didn't even need coffee. I was going to drink it for sure, but I did not need it at that point. Like, the energy of coaching with music, but then also you feed off people. I'm extroverted in that standpoint. Like, I just feed off people. I don't really like to be alone.
Yeah.
I like to be around people. And so, like,
you feed off that environment.
Having 20, 30, 40 people at times all doing what you love to do, seeing people grow, get better. Like, that was great. And it was just high energy all the time. So, so much different than a slow pace one-on-one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And physical therapy.
Pace, man.
Yeah. And physical therapy was like at times the slowest, not saying anything negative, just like different. So yeah. When I left OrangeTheory, I told Chase, I actually texted him. I was like, dude, the most rewarding thing I ever did by far. Like, just the growth of our members, the growth of our studio, the connections with people, have some good friends from there. And that's kind of, you can see how it built up a little bit. So over time, vice president of my fraternity, and then customer service one-on-one, and then customer service multiple people at a time. And so, like, it was always making that. Yeah, it was always making connections. And by the end of OrangeTheory, I was teaching, I was educating, I was doing seminars, I was doing presentations for how to do exercise. I was actually giving presentations to other coaches. And that's when I had this realization. I was like, I love teaching. I love educating. Like, that was more what I wanted to do at that point than anything, but I didn't know where that would lead to or land me at the time. But I kept that in the back of my mind. I was like, definitely want to help other people in that standpoint. So, but I got burnt out, and so
it happens.
Karin was a member at OrangeTheory.
No way.
Yeah. So this is how it originally happened. She had mentioned that there was this franchise, Better Blend, that was looking for potential franchisees. And I was like, you should do that for sure. Like, it seems like a good investment in the area. There's nothing like it. And long story short, she bought the rights to it, and she was like, "Do you want to run it?" And I was like, oh, "Man, I don't know." Like I was still working both jobs, and so I.
Okay, this was how long ago? How long ago was this?
We opened last year, so I guess it was 2023.
Okay.
So I left the sports club, stayed at OrangeTheory, and then after we opened in 2024, then I left OrangeTheory after 3 months. So couldn't do it all, right? And then now I have 2 kids, so I couldn't do all of that and 2 kids.
Yeah.
But so that's kind of how I got to. And I always like if anybody ever asked me advice on how to get to where I am, because I'm a GM of a restaurant. Mm-hmm. Remember my degree. No correlation.
Yeah, health and sciences.
None. Other than customer service. And I think that took me to where I am is because, one, I never said no to anything. So anything that was presented in front of me, I said yes to. The boot camp.
Ooh, I like that.
Right?
It's a good piece. I've been learning that. You're saying yes to opportunities.
I never said no. And I hated it. Because I was 24, I think, when they asked about boot camp. Mm-hmm. Somebody who wants to go out and party or drink during the week. I was single. I had just moved in. I actually moved in with Chase down in Mount Lookout. So I was just in an area where I was like, I train during the day. It's a great gig, and then I can just go do what I want. And then they were like, "Hey, do you want to start doing something that requires you to, essentially be very responsible?" Like you wake up every single morning. And I remember the conversation I had with my boss, and it was zero hesitation. 1, I needed money. 2, why not? Build clientele. Do something you like to do. Yeah, it sucks the schedule, but like you can make it work. And so I said yes. And I mean, had I not done boot camp, I don't think my clientele would have built. I don't think I would have gotten to a point where Vic was like, I want you to do this with me, leading me to be who I was at OrangeTheory, leading me to having Karin believe in me to run a company. That's so like, you know what I mean? So like that was, it all started with just not saying no. Yeah. It was just be willing to do whatever it takes at the beginning. Don't think about the end, right? Like, you want to be something, but like, I think that's probably the biggest issue with the kids right now.
What's that? They want to be something.
They want to be something now.
They want to be seen.
They think that you and I got to where we are by graduating college and just starting where we are right now. Like. If we looked at a map right now, we're ups and downs until we got to where we are, right? So, be patient and never say no is definitely the advice I always give people.
Dude, that's a good one. It's myself and some other business professionals that's been a common theme for us lately is either more that you're putting yourself out there. I kind of freed myself up a lot too when I left the corporate world. And because I didn't say no to opportunities, it kind of formed different relationships and in the weird, twisted way, without trying, built my own clientele through those relationships too, where it became like my little group, my army, so 100%, man, I can absolutely relate with you on that. And that's like, I still have opportunities that'll pop up now, and I'm using discernment and awareness to kind of be like, okay, if I was the old Mike and I opened myself up to every single opportunity right now, I'm back in treatment. I'm going through a 3-day detox. Right. Now it's like the way that he's talking about this is like you're constantly putting in the work. You're pouring into the environments you're in. You're doing the work. You're opening yourself up, yet you don't necessarily know what direction you're heading in. You're getting tired. Yeah. That's just it. And then the more that you're putting yourself out there and you continue to work, you continue to show up, and then you say yes to those opportunities, it can just fall in on you.
I mean, you talk about showing up. It's half the battle, I think. I told trainers when I was at the sports club, I was like, if you just show up, show face, be consistent, like eventually it's going to work out.
You got to get there. You got to show up.
Because if you don't show up, there's no chance, right?
Not at all.
Like I see when it comes to the gym, I think the biggest struggle I had as a trainer was people that would complain about they fell off and they got to get back on. They fell off. I'm like, if you just don't stop, you never have to start over, right? Like even if it sucks and you have a terrible workout, if you just show up, like some days I don't want to run, so I go to the gym and I walk and then go lift. So like I didn't have the greatest workout, but I got there, and that makes it the next day a little easier. Whereas if I didn't go, that's almost like a new habit, and my body's like, well, we didn't go yesterday, so maybe we don't have to go today.
I know, dude. I know, and I'm actually like want to go every single day. So then I've been getting so busy that I would miss like 3 days and hate myself for it.
Yeah.
And like I have a good accountability group up there for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like I always kick myself in the ass. Like, why did you not go? Because every time I show back up, by the time I'm halfway through my workout, I'm like, dude, this is exactly what I needed.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's never a negative benefit when I'm done.
No.
So it's like,
maybe you're sore, you're hurting.
yeah, but that's growth. I see that pain. I look at pain differently now. Man,
dude, I was the cliche of cliche trainers in terms of quotes and posters and videos I watched. Like, just I loved all those silly quotes. I think I just said one. I was like, if you don't quit, you never have to start. Right? Like that was the thing for me. And so I'm happy that you found a spot.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew you would at any time.
Yeah, me too, dude. I am very happy that I did.
I'm thankful for him, because if he wasn't there, I don't know if I would ever go, because there's really nothing else. So,
yep. It all started with Rob.
Yeah.
For me. Shout out Rob, dude. He's just a good human being.
The best.
An amazing business professional too. He's just a good dude.
I don't think he realizes how much influence he has on people, but businesses. Like when we showed up, because I've heard you and Bill Clark give another shout out. We're just gonna give all the shout outs today.
Yeah, give them all. Bill Clark, baby. Hickory Grove.
But they talk about how, he posted once about Better Blend being community based, and I was like thinking about that one day because I'd never done this before, and I was like, I think Rob pushed me in the right direction right away, because when we got down there before we even opened, the most supportive. He had no idea who I was. He had no idea who Karin was. He was just like, let me know anything I can do for you. Here's my number, call me. And I was like, you don't have to do that. And he wanted me to be successful. Yeah. And I was like, that I think is what started for us going into the community and just being supportive of everything. That's why I think I reached out to you, just because I felt that same way, because he was the first one to influence me in independence. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, when Karin was like, hey, we have the rights to Independence, Kentucky, I was like, I don't know where that is. I had never been down here.
He's never heard of it. It's only the third largest land mass in Kentucky.
I know this now, Michael. I was just across the way at Union for 5 years, 6 years, but I had no idea. So, and now I love it. Like, it's pretty cool. If I could move, if I'm not moving, but if I could, it would probably be somewhere down here. And it's so funny because growing up in Ohio, you don't like Kentucky. Especially because I was so sports based, so it's like, oh, if you like the Bearcats, like you hate UK or you hate Louisville, and it's just so funny how I'm the opposite now. Like I even kind of get into UK basketball. I would never tell anybody that.
That's okay. Hey, no, you know what? Thank you for that. We can have.
I'm still a Bearcat for life.
We can have private text, pumping UK up.
I was just telling him I watched the UC Louisville game, and I was more interested in one of the players from Louisville, because I'm like, this dude is a dog.
Yeah, man.
I
was a big Bearcat fan as a kid. I still am a Bearcat fan. So that's what's unique with me is my claim to fame with anything UC related was when I met Nick Van Exel and Corey Blunt, and I was in a horse competition, And
Yeah.
I won from like this Kentucky region, me and Nick Houston. He actually lives at the end of the street now. And we went up there, and I loved Nick Van Exel, and I loved Corey Blunt. So we get up there, and we're walking through the halls, Shoemaker Center, right? Walking through the hallways. We go through this double door, and walking right at me is Nick Van Exel. Nobody else in the hall, just me and my mom. That's it. Like Nick
Did you
is
say
behind us.
something?
100%. Like it stopped to go. Like it was just like,
Right. Oh, yeah.
yeah, man. I got to meet him. He signed some stuff for me, and Corey Blunt was right behind him. And Corey Blunt was super cool.
Yeah.
Like he was awesome.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was amazing. And then I met Oscar Robertson at Shoemaker Center and Dick Vitale there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I went to the...
A lot of Bearcat stories in that.
They had a kickoff dinner about a month ago. I went with my dad, and you could pay for sweet tickets to meet the players, old players, alumni, the new players too. But we didn't end up doing that. We just paid for the dinner and listened to everybody talk. Kenny Martin was the speaker. That's why I texted my dad. I was like, that was one of them. I don't have a ton of memories from childhood for whatever reason. Terrible memory. But one of them is watching Bearcats with my dad. So like we were huge Bearcats fans. And Fortson, Van Exel was early for me, but then it was Kenyon, Steve Logan.
Danny Fortson,
dude. Yeah. Kenyon was
Melvin Levitt.
Yeah. So that was, I mean, baby. Yeah, we should have won the national championship in 2000. I know. So we were super excited because I was like, Kenyon Martin speaking. We're not going to meet him, but like, it'll be cool to be down there and listen to him. Yeah. Trying to get back into like really into Bearcats basketball. And, so one, he was walking right by us and I had to get a picture with him. So that was cool. Like Kenyon Martin, got a picture with him. Cooler than that for me though was Steve Logan. So I had his jersey, but for whatever reason, like that was just like, I love Steve Logan. Little guy.
Dude, he was awesome.
But he could shoot. And, you know, Kenyon Martin is this freak athlete. He's going to be good. You know that. But Steve Logan was this, 5'10" guy, and he just still dominated. And so I got a picture with him, and I looked like a little kid in a candy store in the picture, like just cheese. And I was like, this is so...
We're going to put that up.
Yeah, it was just like, that was so worth it for me. So, yeah, I mean, you've got your stories, and mine are usually with my dad with basketball. We weren't close after college, and trying to get closer with him again. We really just connect on UC stuff right now. And so we go to games and Reds games, and I take Luca with them. So we're just, Bearcats basketball is...
Is that what you guys all do together?
Yeah, I try to get my dad to... That's the easiest thing to do with him and the kids. Yeah. Just him and I and Luca. Jackson's too young for it, but... Yeah,
tell us, you know what? I don't mean to interrupt. Tell us about your family. You've got all this stuff that we're talking about, business, life coming along. Tell me when their lovely lady came along, and then you have two beautiful children, right?
Yep. So
let's go into that.
Met Haley in 2015.
Okay.
And then after 4 years, got married. I think 4. Yeah, 2019. Got married right before COVID, which would have been a disaster if it was the next year.
Yeah. How'd you guys got that? Boy, your marriage was tested right away.
Yeah. I mean, now honestly, when I think about it, like being without kids wasn't really probably. I think about like, man, if we had kids, that would have been. I can't imagine how people did it, but I was virtually training people through that time, like little screen looking at people. It's so silly. But so we got married in 2019, and then in 2021 Luca was born. 2023 Jackson was born. So I got a 4 and 2 year old boys that are just absolutely wild. Like, I know everybody says it, and I'm sure they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we get it. I'm like, I hope no one else's boys are this wild. Like, they are insane.
You're going, I don't know if you all get it, though.
I joke, there's this meme out there. It's like a short video of this Indian guy selling watermelons on the street in India. And for whatever reason, I don't know why it went viral, but he's got these pans. And the way he sells watermelons is he cuts it open, but he starts screaming and banging the pans together. Ah!
That's yours?
I'm like, that's when I come home every night, literally screaming, like excitement, but just nonstop. So I take,
So how you gonna turn that down there, Dad?
I mean, you try. No, it's easier to just let them scream, get it out. But they're great. Being a dad is the most rewarding, but it's hard. It is hard. I think.
What's the hardest parts?
Patience, and I don't have it. I don't have it.
Good one, y'all.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
And I'm learning for sure. Like you take deep breaths, you walk away, you remember that they're 4 and 2 and not an 18-year-old, because you try to talk to them like an 18-year-old, thinking they're going to give you some smart response back, and I'm like, that's not going to happen. So, yeah, it takes a little bit of patience for sure. A lot of bit of patience.
That's one of my biggest learning parts too, bud.
Yeah.
I'm not a very patient person. I've had to learn that the last 5 years. Really have. Like I've learned it with kids, but even just more. That's been a big thing for me, because that patience has caused that pause for me.
Yeah.
You know?
And they obviously pick up on everything. So like I have to even think about it even more now, because I'm like, if I don't practice patience, what I end up potentially doing is what they pick up on and end up doing. So yeah, you try to remember what you would want them to be like as parents, and think about what your parents did. And so it's hard, dude. Parenting is hard. It's like the hardest thing. I was told long ago, don't have kids because it's so hard. And I was like, no, I'm going to have kids. It's not that bad. And it's hard.
I mean, it's hard. You just training little ones up. We got trained up. Yeah. That's it. I mean, life is hard. Life's hard. It just is. Like, so that's the whole thing. Be fruitful and multiply. But boy, the parents go through it. Yeah. Was your second child, was your first child, you guys like all like uptight about and making sure you went everything by the books, and then the second one not so much? Or
I would say yes. It's funny because I don't think I was ever truly ready to have a kid. I don't think anybody is when you first have a kid, right?
No, you're not.
You don't know anything.
Just do it.
So then you learn.
Just figure it out.
So the second one, obviously, you feel like, okay, got it in the bag, know how this works. The second one was 10 times worse because didn't sleep for the first 3 months. And I was like, this was a mistake. Like, it's truly what I thought. Like, I'm being honest.
No, you're being real.
Yeah, I was like, this is...
What am I doing?
Yeah. And this, mind you, this was 3 months before we opened Better Blend. And we were originally supposed to open in August. And he was born in July. And luckily, it got pushed back. But I was like, I don't know how I would have done that. And at the 3-month mark, something clicked for him and he started sleeping. So I was like, okay, we can at least function. But yeah, my kids are so different, and it's great. Like, one is like musically inclined, loves to dance, loves to sing. He's so smart, redheaded, green-eyed kid. And then I have this other one. That's your
artistic background in you.
Yeah, and then I have this, but I'm not musically inclined.
You're artistic.
I know, but I'm loving it for him because I've always wanted to be musically inclined. Like I wanted to learn piano, I wanted to play instruments, and I tried guitar. It was a terrible failure. Yeah. But the other one, blonde hair, blue eyed. So I've got all these recessive traded boys, and he's going to be like this jock that is going to give me hell. Like, he looks at me when I tell him to do something with a little smirk and then does the opposite as a 2-year-old. So
buckle up.
Yeah. But he's like, he learned everything quickly because of his older brother. So, yeah. Which is cool to watch. I always wanted to have 2 boys because I didn't have a brother. So that was like the coolest part for me, is being able to know that they will eventually, because they're still giving each other crap, and I'm sure they will forever, but they have that bond, which I never did. All my friends seem to have brothers, and I
didn't have one either.
I have a sister who's 4 years older, and we weren't really close, so didn't
my
really
sister
have
was
that.
6 years older, and we weren't close either.
Yeah.
So I'm right there with you, dude.
Yeah. I love her to death.
Same.
she lives in St. Louis, so we don't really see her that often. But yeah, just didn't have that bond as a sibling. So I was like, I really want them to. I was hoping for 2 boys, so it worked out.
Well, that did work out for you.
Yeah.
I got one of each. I was white picket fence, the whole thing, man.
Yeah, dude.
13 months apart. So I learned about girls. I learned about boys. Same time.
I don't know.
Babies.
I hear all these things. I go back and forth. I'm like, what's worse, boys or girls as kids? I'm like, I feel like it's.
They each have their thing,
Yeah.
man. They just do. They each have their thing. They
Yeah.
do. You just got to be able to keep up with it. Good luck.
Yeah.
Because it's an emotional roller coaster.
It
So
is. Yeah.
let's go. Let's pivot here.
I was going to say, let's pivot to
We got a little bit of time
yeah.
left here. So tell me about what has been the most difficult season of your life. Because all of that, I mean, you're energetic, you're a healthy guy, you're a smart guy. You have a great ability to balance a lot of things and wear many hats. So
I think last year was probably the hardest for me because I was in a new role and I'm not qualified at all for it. Right. So like there was from a on paper standpoint, like no business background whatsoever. So I had to learn a lot and,
to be as GM.
as GM.
Okay, yeah.
So like didn't know anything. So I was learning a lot and I was struggling. When things went wrong at the store or I didn't know something, I really internally fought with like, is this the right decision? Because I have always been really good at my job, really, really good. Mm-hmm. And now I'm not. So from a business standpoint, I really struggled.
Okay.
Telling myself this was the right decision. I loved my employees. I loved the customer service aspect, but there were things where when business wasn't doing well, was it my fault? When, when we had meetings with corporate and things weren't as good as other stores, is it my fault? Doing the finances, I wasn't good at it. I had no idea how to do it. Karin had to teach me. Yeah. And I loved learning, but at the same time, still struggling just at times with this new role where I didn't know what I was doing. I've always known what I was doing. So that part I struggled with. That would be
hard as a man, for sure, too. Yeah. Just as a leader.
Because I was like, I'm burnt out, but I could just stay and do this because it's easy for me.
Yeah.
Or I can do something different. And I wanted to. I knew that was what I wanted to. My gut said you need to learn something new. You need to go. And the opportunity was there. If that wasn't there, would that ever come up again? And so I knew I had to do it. Because I told my wife when she was a wedding planner, she got an opportunity to go into e-commerce when we talked about this a little bit.
Yes, we have.
So like somebody that's in wedding planning, going into a job like you've had, it's 2 different things. But I was like, she had an opportunity to do it. They were going to literally hire her and then start paying and training her to do it. I was like, if you hate it, you can leave it. But like, you can't not do it.
Yeah.
Again, not saying no, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to do it. Even if I hate it, I can go back. Like I've always got that to fall back on. So struggle with that. And also
that would be hard. Yeah.
Also had the 2 kids. So, because we were busy at the beginning, and then I felt like I always had to be at the store, I stopped going to the gym for like 4 months.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been in a gym for 15 years, every single day.
Working
in a gym.
4 months for you?
Yeah. So started to feel self-conscious.
There we go. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Started feeling self-conscious about myself, felt the anger, the lack of an outlet. So I was already struggling at work, and now I don't have this outlet to, get that frustration out. I'm not feeling good about myself, very humbling at the same time, because I started thinking about like, as a trainer, like, man, I had 0 sympathy for people. And then I've got this empathy for people because I can be like, I get it. We got to figure it out, but I get it. I didn't used to do that. That was the one negative. I look back and I'm like, I had zero sympathy for people. People would show up late or not show up, and I'd be like, no excuse. None. And now I'm like, okay, I get it. But so that was the hardest for me, was that first 6 months of being open. just internal struggles, then having to go home and still try to be a good husband and father, and then, not working out. It was a battle. And, there's a simple quote that I heard a long time ago. There's no like deepness to this at all, but it was, all things do come to an end. Like, this struggle will end for you. Mm-hmm. There will be a turning point. You just got to keep battling. You got to keep learning. The more you learn, the easier it gets for you there. The more you learning, the easier it gets, the more availability you'll probably have to go back to the gym. The more you go to the gym, the easier it will be to go home and be good. So I knew it was there in front of me, but I knew I had to battle for a while. So that was definitely the hardest.
Man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
Because that's actually very recent, and that's a real thing.
And the hardest part for me was still having to put that face on, right? So like, you would come in, I probably was struggling when we first met.
Yeah, you might have been. I'm actually doing the math in my head of trying to think about some of our conversations and such.
I think that was helpful though.
Yeah.
I missed connection from my old job, OrangeTheory and the sports club. And it was harder at the beginning because I didn't know anybody down here.
Yeah.
So like, there was no connection. So like, the only time was if I talked to a customer. So like, when I met you, when I met Bill Clark, when I met Rob, like those little things, I could feel it. It like, my spirits came up a lot. Because I was like, that's awesome. What I've been missing. And that's probably why we got into the community more and more. Because I was like, I'm going to go find that connection again. I'm going to go find people that are like me. I'm going to go, surround myself, because I'm not surrounding myself with those same minded people, not because I chose not to, the opportunity wasn't in front of me. So I had to go seek it, which was a first for me. Like I said, I've always been around like-minded people of fitness and health, and it was easy to make connections because they were in front of me. Now I had to go find it. So
I do the same. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. I love that. That's what, and it's kind of strung up this really cool friendship. That's what, for me, mine started with Rob. I was seeking community. I was full of fear when I was starting Focal Flip. I really was terrified. And I was just trying to seek community, trying to seek some advice and help. And then all of a sudden I've got a friend group now. Like when I went to the IBA meeting on Monday, just seeing that group in there, now I call a lot of them friends. The fact that you and I can just hang out for 2 hours down in my office, we've just become friends. We talk at the gym. It's just, that's what I love about independence. Yeah. I also left and lived in Boone County. Shout out Boone County. Love it there. I really, really love Union. But when I moved back here and I've had opportunities to move other places, I kind of really enjoy it here. Yeah. And I always look at the events that Independence was doing, like their 4th of July celebration. Mm-hmm. And when you go to those events, you can just feel the community and just how it's so huge. They come out of the woodworks and you're like, wow, it's a mighty town. But that's what I was seeking too. But I was also full of fear, thinking, maybe this doesn't work, but at least I'm going to try to put it out there and see who can point me in the right direction. They can tell me if it won't work or not. And that's when it was Rob. And I had other chambers and stuff I'm interested in them, but it was different with Rob and the IBA. Mm-hmm. And then once I got in there, every single business owner was awesome. Yeah. Genuine. They didn't want anything from me. They only wanted to help me. Yeah. And it was this breath of fresh air for me.
For sure.
Because I have a lot of doubt in my life, in general. I doubt myself. I never have felt qualified. I have to tell myself every day that God qualifies me.
For sure.
He doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And so it meant I had to place action and trump that fear. Yeah. And so for me to be received, and even with people being honest with me on things I should pivot on, that was different. Yeah. That's just different. A lot of times when I go places now, because I'm really good at behaviors, I can feel my soul tell me. And then I'll use wisdom that I've gained to see what is this? Yeah. Is this doesn't feel like what we have.
For sure.
There's not a ton of like greed in any of our relationships. It's all genuinely pouring into each other with expecting nothing in return. And the whole benefit is the community.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is.
And it's an honest thing, guys. I'm not kidding. This isn't fluff. Like, this is what had been my experience in the last year and a half of starting Flip. Like, yeah, I'm from the area, but
I'm so happy you did it too, because when you first presented at IBA, my first thought was, man, it's so needed. Like, we'd felt it with mental health being a little bit more aware of, like, the issue was out there more. People were talking about it more, but sometimes there's a lack of action with this kind of stuff. In terms of, we say, hey, it's okay to talk. And then we don't talk. We just say it's okay to talk. There you go. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to talk, and then everybody keeps it in, which was me. Like, so.
It's like, how do you talk about it?
Right.
How do you bring it up?
Right.
Who do you bring it up to?
And so, I want to tell you this story because not a lot of what I feel like I talk about sometimes with you is mental health, but
it's all
something I haven't, not a lot of people know was because of kids and work, I was really struggling with my mental health, which I always thought I was mentally strong. Like, and I don't know if that was just being a man and telling myself that, but I always felt like I could like pump myself back up or, know that things were going to be okay and just keep moving forward, which I was able to for a long time. And then, like, I think last year was when the first time where I was like, I can't get control of it. Like, I can't handle some of it. And so I was like, I'm not going to go to a therapist. There's no way. Like, I'm not going to do this. But one day I was driving home and a song came on and I just started crying. And I was like, something's wrong. Like, that's not me. Like, I can cry pretty easily. I'm a sensitive guy sometimes.
Yeah, me too. I'm very emotional.
But like if we talk about my kids, we've talked about bullying, like, that'll make me cry like that. So, like, I can cry, but like, I think it was the song Ordinary by Alex Warren. So, like, it came on for the first time that I'd heard it. And it was probably just like one of those days that I was struggling. And I was on my drive home, which is 30 minutes. And I didn't even tell anybody after it happened either. Like, I just was like, I'm not going to tell anybody that. Like, that feels like I'm being weak. But I knew something was wrong because I was like, man, I don't do that. Not just for a song. A good song, don't get me wrong. But, like, so eventually I was like, I got to go to the doctor. So I just went to the doctor. I didn't go to the therapist. Maybe I eventually would, but I just went to my normal doctor and I said, I think I just have some severe anxiety. Like, I know I have ADHD and it's been worse lately. At times I struggle to be productive. I have to be very task oriented and, if I have deadlines, I'm great. But if there's nothing in front of me, I was struggling to be able to do a good job. And so I was just getting distracted, partly, I think, just, your phone distracts you, whatever. Anyway, I was like, the lack of production was giving me anxiety. I think anxiety was causing me to have worse ADHD. And the anxiety was creating maybe this problem because I'd done some research before I went. And so I was like, I think I just have really bad anxiety. And she was like, tell me about it. And I just started bawling in front of this doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this doctor. I've seen this doctor like twice.
Yeah.
I was like, I think the biggest guilt was I didn't think I was a good dad because I would come home and either you would yell or you would, I think I didn't, especially at the beginning with Luca, I wasn't there because I was always training. And so you have this guilt of there's a lack of connection at the beginning and, the kids always wanted mom, and I was like, why do they want me? And I know it's not me, but like you put it on yourself a little bit. And then I started internalizing like it's because of me, even though maybe it wasn't, but it might have been because of me. And I felt like I was at times yelling more than I was loving him. And so that was the biggest thing. So I was just crying in front of her. I was like, I think there's some guilt and anxiety with everything. And I don't think I'm a good father. And so, I did go to a therapist and, we talked again and again, I got it out. But then that's why it comes back to like why this is important to me. Cause I was like, you don't talk about it. We just say we need to talk about it. And so I think there's a lot of things in my life, whether job, home, here, business, where you learn a lot, but you don't put it in action, or you say a lot, but you don't put it in action. So we talked about it a little bit with the FBLA, which is totally irrelevant to what I was just talking about, but it's, we were talking about the kids and, how can we better our youth in high school, preparing them for the world. And we went through all these examples. And I was like, okay, so we have established the problem, just like we have established that mental health is a problem. What are we going to do about it? Because we almost just ended the meeting, and I was like, I want to put this in action for you guys, because I think this was a great meeting. I think these kids that are here right now are, fantastic. They're well-spoken. But there's the other ones that we want to help out and make sure that they're prepared for the world. And so it's just putting things into action, I think, is important. And so, I put that into action for the first time for myself, and I think it's gone a long way.
Good, man. I think it's a great decision you did that.
Yeah,
seriously. Your body will tell you everything you need to know.
Right.
We just have to figure out how to communicate it, how to express it.
Yeah,
and I try to teach a lot of folks, and there's so many different forms of expression. Like for me, I'm an emotional creature too. I can start bawling my eyes out sometimes. Like I can be very angry and resentful. At other times, I'm just emotional. But when I learned that salt water's within those tears, dude. Salt. Yeah. What does salt do? Yeah. Heals everything.
That's right.
It's all these forms of expression, man.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is we get as men and as women, but as men, especially with the way that our brains work and these circuit boards and stuff, when you have someone that's genuinely wanting to do well, care, give, and give, we become critical of ourselves. Very. And it's in a way, it isolates us.
Yeah.
It isolates us in our mind to where we don't know how to share and express. And what happens is, from that isolation in our mind, it leads to physical isolation, which leads to lack of action, which leads to everything else. Exactly. And it starts right in our mind, man. And that's kind of why I wanted to do what I'm going to do. Like, we can chat about the stuff.
Right.
Like, we can put action plans together all day long.
Right.
But, like, we could get in the trenches right now and show you how easy it is to talk about it.
Right.
How easy it is to listen to somebody for a minute.
Yeah.
And then to not have to tell them, you should do this, you should do that.
Right.
Like, it's more of a, hey, this is iron sharpening iron moment. Let's express these things, see how we feel. What can we change about the insanity cycle we're in right now to make our feelings different? You did that by making the act of doing that, which is not easy to do. Asking for help sucks. I've had to learn that in the last week or two. I need some help in a couple areas.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to ask for it because I like to challenge myself.
Exactly.
But now I need to ask for it.
That was the biggest thing, is I think I've always been like, I can do everything myself.
Yeah. And I like doing that too. But like, I can't.
And there's some things where I was very open about, like, I don't know and I want to learn. But there are definitely a lot where I was like, I got this. Like, I'm a smart person. I can figure this out. And it just got overwhelming. So, yeah, it's definitely, I think the hardest thing, but at the same time, the easiest thing, if you do it. You got to put it in action, though. So
that's it, you guys. You got to do it. Yeah. So look, we're gonna get ready to wrap this sucker up. We're running tight on time, Steven. You got anything that you want to end with? That was an awesome segment to end with. Yeah. I wish we could stay longer, but I'm buttoned up on another episode too. So, but that was incredible, because that's what. It's the action. I think that's one of the things that we really need to hammer home here at the end, is the action.
Yeah.
That's where I would talk a big game, act for a minute, fall off. It's a daily action. It's a daily action form of expression, asking for help, moving,
It's funny. When you asked me to be on the podcast, I think I mentioned to you, I was like, I'm really versed in health and fitness. I'm not sure how much mental health I got for you. And then look at that.
It was perfect, buddy. Yeah. It was amazing.
See, I mean, that's the outlet, though. That's what I was saying. Like, sometimes you just need to agree to it and know you're going to talk and then see what happens.
Yeah. And dude, you know what's cool about this? As soon as we're done wrapping up here, you'll feel awesome the rest of the day. But what's so funny, and I don't know if it's just this podcast, maybe it's all podcasts, but all my guests tell me they forget exactly what they talked about. Like right afterwards, they're just like, they forget completely. And then sometimes they'll go critical and then they all just go calm.
Yeah.
And it's so funny
I mean, I'm the biggest internalizer of after the fact. So there's no doubt that after this, I am going to go, man, should have talked about this. Man, we should have talked about that. Did I do a good job?
I do it after every episode. I could sit here for 3 hours. If I was like Joe Rogan level or like those guys where they can crank out a 3-hour pod, I would do it. Yeah. Because I know what can happen within those things. It's just shoot. We can't. It's hard to get people to keep their attention now. I got to trick them with the reels, get them into the videos. Right. So, anything you want to end on, brother?
I don't know. I mean, I want to just keep it tying into mental health at this point. So, I got nothing off the top of my head, but I know that going after or finishing this, like it created a bond already between us, which I love. I think it's important to surround yourself with people that are wanting the same things. It's, you can have friends, but if they don't align with what you want to do in life, especially as we get older, I feel like the friend group gets smaller. And sometimes it's for the best. But you try to surround yourself with the right people, and I think it goes a long way. So, surrounding myself with someone like you who's doing the right thing and talking about the right things, and you work out and you like Better Blend. Like those are all, those are pluses at the bonuses at the end. But like, I couldn't say that about many people right now. So
thank you, man.
I think it's important to. I'll end it with that. I think it's important to surround yourself with the right people, especially as we get older.
Dude, I appreciate that. Yeah, you're a real one, dude. You're a real one.
I appreciate you, brother.
I'm going to steal you away. I'll find a way to get you guys some childcare or something. I'll steal you away from Haley and the kids. We'll get some bro time in,
Yeah, whoever takes my kids.
Did you hear that, Karin? I'm going to steal him for some bro time.
Yeah, whoever gets the kids is not going to enjoy themselves, but,
All right, Haley's going on next. Awesome, man. Well, hey, thank you for coming out.
Absolutely.
Guys, December long. I finally get to eat this. This episode is wrapping up. Thank you for sponsoring us and taking care of my guys. That's super cool. Yeah. So shout out to Isaac and the brand and you and Karin and Independence.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Isaac.
Dude, Isaac knows I'm in his DMs. He knows it.
Good dude.
Good dude. He knows I'm in his DMs. We've connected a couple of times. We're going to link up here. He slows down some.
Yeah,
so.
Wow.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
Cheers, mate.
That dude's the beast. Cheers.
We love you guys. We're out.
See you.
So guys, you should like and subscribe and hit that
okay,
I can't get it.
Okay.
I'm not used to this.
Okay. Hey guys, subscribe to my dad's video and just like the bell.
Hit that like and subscribe button, hit that bell.
And stay tuned. Love y'all.
Love y'all. We're out.
I love that.